Owen.
All right, so let's run this down. We got our Western Conference champ, our Eastern Conference champ, our total champ, our dark horse, and our finals MVP. Mikko, do you want to start with your Western Conference champion?
Before we start, Owen, what do you mean by a total champ?
Just the general NBA Finals winner.
Okay, so for the Western champion, this is how it's going to be shaping up. Give me OKC. Give me OKC. Give me OKC. All right?
The 1-seed Thunder?
The 1-seed Thunder, the second youngest team in the NBA, is going to take the first seed and could go on a little run. Now, in second, because I need to get this out, I think it's going to be the Nuggets and then the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's how I think it should shape up.
Interesting, because I thought 100% that you wouldn't go with the OKC Thunder. Very, very good team. I'll admit that they are a championship caliber team. But I'm not sure that they have the experience, like you said, second youngest team in the NBA. I'm not sure they have the experience to really take it all the way yet. In the future, maybe. In the future, they could be a very, very good team. For me, let me go back to back. Let me go with the Nuggets. If they go back to the NBA Finals with a similar team to last year with Jokic and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, then this might shape up to be a team that can be built on even more in the future. Because it sounds like Jokic and Murray are going to stay loyal to this team. And that is already a very good team. If you can draw some attention from being back-to-back champions and go out next year and get some really good free agents, it would benefit you huge. We could be looking at a little dynasty with the Denver Nuggets here, because Jokic is still decently young. He's not in his late 30s. He's not like some of these older veterans. He's in kind of the new generation of NBA players still. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this team go to the finals again.
I wouldn't be surprised either. So you're telling me that the Denver Nuggets will get the first seed?
They won't get the first seed, but what they'll do is they'll go on a tear and they will make their way back to the NBA Finals. Because from what I'm looking at, the Denver Nuggets have maybe an advantage on some of these other teams solely because of Nikola Jokic. The guy can completely take over the floor. I wouldn't be surprised if they can beat the Thunder at any point. If they can beat the Timberwolves at any point, they can beat the Clippers at any point, and I'm pretty sure that they can go through whichever team they want.
All right, I like that. But who do you have as your first seed for the Western?
As my 1 seed, I'll still go with the Thunder. They have a pretty okay matchup. It's not the easiest, but at the same time, they should be able to go through the Mavericks.
See, I don't think that OKC can go to the finals. No chance. Way too young. They do have the depth in, how do we say it? Like their subs. They have the subs to go all the way, but they don't have the experience. We talked about it just on Wednesday that the 76ers don't have enough depth on their team. OKC do have it, and they could go all the way if they had a little more experience. This team barely touched the playoffs last season. I definitely think it's going to be harder. Chet is a big factor in this, but second round would be the call where I think they'd go down.
So, as a result, the Thunder are your 1 seed, but who is your NBA champion? Because I went out and I made my prediction for the Nuggets. Will you agree with me? Or are you going to run with another team?
What I'm going to say is that, I think Minnesota Timberwolves are a bigger team, a way bigger team in height and strength than the Denver Nuggets. And that's why I think Denver Nuggets will have a lot harder time to get past in the semifinals. Because the Lakers last year were actually decent and had decent strength and they had height. But now you bring a powerhouse like the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think the Timberwolves could easily run through them.
I agree with you. And I'd argue that the Timberwolves probably have the biggest chance of beating good teams, solely because of their defense and rebounding. Cat's been excellent. Rudy Gobert's been excellent. Obviously, Anthony Edwards is doing Anthony Edwards things. But I wouldn't be surprised to see, like I said, the Nuggets knock them off solely because of Nikola Jokic.
All right, now we got Eastern champ. Owen, who do you got for the first seed?
For the first seed, it's
Yeah.
already secure. You got the Boston Celtics. They've locked it up
True.
a while ago.
They
They
have.
they are 14 games ahead of the second seed, and only have 18 losses on the entire season. Only 4 losses at home. Crazy good team. Insanely good team. This is a team that I'm not going to spoil anything yet. This is a team that could go all the way. I think, logically speaking, I already know who your 1 seed is for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. But, you know what? I'm not going to take the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are the Dallas Cowboys in the NBA. Seasonal merchants and suck in the playoffs. They're absolutely going to choke it. For the Eastern champ, give me the New York Knicks. Give me the New York Knicks.
Wow.
Give me the New York Knicks. Give me the New York Knicks. I think they have a good enough team to go be the Eastern champ. They have not had much success in a couple years, but I think they could definitely squeeze by some good teams. I think they could go past the Bucks easily, and I think they could definitely go through the Boston Celtics. Give me the New York Knicks.
Jalen Brunson is an excellent weapon for the Knicks. My worry about the Knicks is they don't have a dominant big man, and that's, to me, what it comes down to. As much as it's a catch-and-shoot league, it's still, to me, a league that can be dominated by big guys. The Bucks have Giannis. That is maybe the biggest factor for the Bucks. Dame's good, but the Bucks having Giannis is basically the reason that they are in the second seed right now. In a very, very, very tough Eastern Conference. Very competitive, all the way down to the play-in tournament. But the Bucks can dominate by using a big man like Giannis. The Knicks don't have a crazy dominant big like the Bucks do. Like the Magic do with Paulo Banchero. He's not even the biggest, he's just purely dominant in every sense. So my worry for the Knicks is that Jalen Brunson can't do it all. He's a really, really good player, but I don't think he can take control all the way through the playoffs. He might go on some Jimmy Butler tear, but I don't think that they can take down someone like the Celtics. Although, my pick is not going to be the Boston Celtics. They, as much as I want them to win, because I know how good of a team this actually is, I don't think that they are clutch enough with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to do that.
Jason Tatum is not clutch.
Jason Tatum has
conclusion.
been, he's struggled in the playoffs the last couple of years. Well, not struggled per se, but he's not regular season Jason Tatum. My pick for the Eastern Conference is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. I had to kind of slow down on that for a second. This is a team, I just talked about dominant big men, but this is a team that has weapons and athleticism covering the floor. And they have a decent enough bench to be able to contend with teams through the entire game. With the Cleveland Cavaliers, a 4 seed, but a team that can be good enough, had some unlucky losses, a team that can be good enough to be a 2 seed or a 3 seed. Like I said, very, very, very competitive conference. But I think the Cavaliers can get past the Magic, per se. I think they can get past the Knicks. The Bucks will be a struggle. The Celtics will be a struggle. But I think I can rely on the Cavaliers to make it pretty far.
You know what? That's a good thing. So basically, what you're telling me is that we're going to see a Denver Nuggets finals appearance with the Cavaliers. Okay. And I'm saying
it sounds weird.
And I'm saying the Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm cheering for the Timberwolves. That may be my favorite team in the playoffs right now, just the way they play. I love Anthony Edwards as a player, but being reasonable, I think the Nuggets are a better team.
I just don't think they have that. I think Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, that's it. You could say Joey Porter. Sorry. You could say Porter. What's his name? I forgot. Michael Porter Pittman. Oh my god, Michael Porter or something like that. MPJ, something like that. Yeah. I just think they don't have that many good weapons, and then you have Minnesota, who are just absolute powerhouses. But yeah,
Mhm.
now we move on to Dark Horse. I'll start it off here,
All
and
right, go ahead.
I think this is a no-brainer. This is something we've seen over and over again for the past couple years. Give me the Miami Heat as a Dark Horse
Wow.
candidate. We've seen Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat do absolutely atrocious during the season. But when it comes playoff time, they are able to knock 1, 2, 3 seeds. They can go absolutely hammer. Jimmy Butler turns into Michael Jordan when playoffs come around. Bam Adebayo turns into Shaquille O'Neal. And the rest of the Miami Heat roster can rain down threes on your head. This is basically the same team as last year. Nothing has
Minus Kyle
changed,
Lowry.
minus Kyle Lowry. The cheeks of steels. That guy was okay. He had come clutch a couple times in the playoffs, but it wasn't enough to factor the Miami Heat. I think when you have Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, you got a squad. To say again, Tyler Hero didn't get to play last year because he was injured in the first round. I think Miami Heat could be a favorite to win it all. We've seen it year after year. The Miami Heat turn it up when it comes to the playoffs. It's just a different level. It's just a different team. It's a completely different team.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I like the Heat in the sense that, again, very good team. They have the depth. They have Jimmy Butler as always. But I was tempted to say the Pelicans for a different reason. I can't say the Pelicans are a dark horse per se, but the Pelicans are a team with Zion Williamson that I wouldn't be surprised with the 6th seed, who could be a 3 seed. I think that he can dominate. He's only a 20-point per game scorer, but I think with his athleticism and the physical skills that he has, he will be able to completely take control. They are only a 6 seed, but I wouldn't be surprised to watch them go and watch them make it to the semis or wherever. This could be a finals team for all I know. My one worry with the Pelicans is, like I say, not very much depth.
I was about to say
For
that.
true dark horse, I gotta go the Los Angeles Lakers.
I was gonna say
I
that. It was
can't
in
count
between
out.
those two. The Miami Heat and Los Angeles Lakers, if you go Western, both of them, even last year, Lakers, I think were in the in-season tournament, still managed to make something of it.
Yeah, and you can't count out LeBron and AD. And even Austin Reeves has come alive in the past couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised. This is a team with the star power to be able to fight all the way, a play-in team. But can you really count? Can you really say that LeBron's not going to give it his all in the playoffs? I get he's old, but LeBron will, and I will say this, will drop points over and over and over again because he knows that a championship's on the line now. I think if the Lakers somehow fight from the 8th seed all the way to the finals and win it, then you start talking about LeBron James as being one of the better Lakers of all time. Because yeah, he won that one bubble championship. He
We don't
won
say
that.
that.
We
No, we
don't.
don't say that. I don't want to hear that.
He's not. But with all the great Lakers, and with all the talk about LeBron's legacy, he cares so much about his legacy that I think this is a guy who knows that his career's getting close to done and would absolutely battle for a spot in the finals again.
That's a good take. But now we got total champ. Who do you got, Owen? Who do you got?
I got the Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
I got the Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
When Jokic actually cares about playing basketball, he can be a weapon all across the floor. He can shoot, he can jump shot from range, he can lay up, easy layup. He never dunks it, but easy layup is his strategy. I think he can be lazily dominant all the way through the playoffs.
Lazily.
And I think, like I said, the Cavaliers, very athletic team. But with the defense that the Nuggets have had, I think that can be locked down by Jamal Murray. I think the guards can be locked down. And I think the interior is well defended with Jokic. I think the defense is what will factor into it because they're both really good offensive teams, but I think the Nuggets can out defend the Cavaliers.
Okay. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like I
Wow.
said, Minnesota Timberwolves are such a powerhouse, man. They are coming with freaking fire in their eyes. Fire. They will absolutely hammer down the New York Knicks for nothing.
Sweep?
A
They go in clean sweep?
clean sweep. They are going to have an amazing defensive game. They are going to dunk like they do usual. They're going to have that offense rolling. This team is so complete, and we've been saying it from the beginning of the NBA season that the Minnesota Timberwolves are most likely to be favorites to win it. They have been in the top 3 Western Conference, top 3 seed for the whole season.
And
The
without
Denver
Anthony
Nuggets,
Edwards for a lot of it.
exactly. Denver Nuggets, OKC. Who else? The Mavericks. There's one more. Who was the 4th seed right now? Who's the 4th seed right now?
Let me find it. The 4th seed is the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. The Minnesota Timberwolves were the only ones that managed to stay in the top 3. OKC fell to the 4th seed. Denver Nuggets fell to the 4th seed. Clippers fell to the 4th seed, and they were in 3rd. Minnesota Timberwolves, man. That is my pick, and I'll go through it the whole of the playoffs. Unless if the 76ers come along. Because if the 76ers come along, that is a whole different story, my friend. That is a whole different story.
That's another good dark horse pick. We talked about it on Wednesday. If you listen to Wednesday's episode, a lot of our time was spent talking about whether the 76ers are legit or not now that Embiid's back. But honestly, I like your take because very complete team. I still just think that not enough playoff experience will get to them. The Nuggets are NBA champions, reigning NBA champions for a reason.
We have seen before the Denver Nuggets won last season. The past 2 seasons before, they had lost in round 1 and round 2. Maybe it's a recipe for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have been in the playoffs for the past 2 seasons, got knocked out in round 2 and knocked out in round 1.
Might be.
Might be. Conspiracy?
All right, we got our finals MVP, Miko. Do you have a Timberwolf that you think
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Davis?
He's the
traded
next
to
Michael
the
Jordan.
Timberwolves?
He's the next Michael Jordan. I'm telling you.
I wouldn't go that far yet.
He plays like Michael Jordan. He's the next Michael Jordan.
He plays with physicality. He can shoot. He plays with aggression. He can dunk like crazy. But he's still very young. Are you sure instead of a Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, absolute masterclass that you would go with?
I'll compare him to Michael Jordan. He will get the Finals MVP, and next year he will get MVP.
Wow. Bold take much. Bold take much.
Saying it. I'm looking in the camera when I say this. He's gonna win it.
You're very much looking into the camera. All right. For my Finals MVP, I've talked him up so much. Give me Nikola Jokic.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm kidding.
That is.
Give me Jamal Murray.
Oh,
if he can rain threes and get assists from Jokic consistently, I wouldn't be surprised. Only in the finals, Jokic will drag that Nuggets team all the way to the finals. But then it's time for Jamal Murray to light it up. If he can drop 40 points a game while shooting 10 threes, that is a recipe for the Nuggets to win. Because he can also deal assists. He is the real floor manager while Jokic scores and does whatever else he's doing. Murray is the guy who sets it all up because he's a weapon as much as Jokic is a weapon. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him rain threes come finals time.
But you can't do that. The Denver Nuggets have the triple-double guy.
But
Triple-double.
watch for 4 games.
Double.
Watch Jamal Murray average 34 in the finals. It would be awesome. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to watch Nikola Jokic drag them there, but then have Jamal Murray come alive.
All right. That's a fair take. It's a fair take. All right.
You're not having it, are you?
We got second quarter. Owen, you got this one. This is your game.
Alright, it's a dry day for sports, so let's play a little extra game. There's nothing going on.